So I hope the day's been treating everybody good. And if not, there's always tomorrow. Truly, truly. The BS always passes. The BS always passes. All right, so let me see. Ladies, what is the worst thing that you could possibly tell your man? All right, I'm gonna give you four options. Talk bad about his family. Option number one. Talk bad about his manhood. Option number two. Talk bad about his physical appearance. Option number three. Or talk good about another woman. Option number four. Now I'm pretty sure that seems kind of obvious. I'm pretty sure people are probably like, probably option number four. You know what I mean? So I feel like the best way to clarify or express my thoughts is to give my personal testimony. My personal experience. So I remember a few years ago, I remember coming home, right? And I pulled up to the driveway. I'm walking across the gravel driveway, walked up the steps, went inside. I remember my girlfriend at the time, she was I forget exactly what she was doing. But we started talking about our days and how things are going and whatever, how you feeling. And I could tell there was something that she wanted to, something she wanted to say. Like she had something that she wanted to talk about. You can just, she had, it's like when you walk into a room and the room gets silent. It's kind of like you just get those feelings. You get those vibes or whatever. She kind of seemed preoccupied, right, as she's talking to me. So I'm like, okay, she probably had something she wants to talk about. So we're talking or whatever, and then yep, sure enough, I thought maybe she wanted to talk about like maybe I was doing something wrong or something. I don't know, but she literally was like, "Babe, you should have seen what the next door neighbor was wearing today." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, what do you mean?" She was like, man, yeah." She was like, she was talking about the next door neighbor. She was like, yeah, she's walking up as she was walking to the mailbox. I happened to look outside and I was like, what the heck is she wearing? She was like, babe, she was wearing like a robe and basically nothing under. You know what I mean? Like skimpy lingerie or something. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, shoot. I'm like, all right. And then she was but the way she was speaking about it, she was talking about it with like this energy. You know what I mean? Like like she was excited to tell me about it. I'm not sure if she was playing that off or anything or something like that, but if she was like excited to tell me about it, you know, because for one, my girlfriend at the time, she was not one to be like hateful or envious or jealous of another girl. She was one of those like a girl power type of girl. You know what I mean? So she always tried to like put up another girl. So she wouldn't say nothing bad about the next door neighbor, anyways. But I feel like she was talking about her in a like a appealing way, in an intriguing way. So I'm thinking like, all right, she's like, yeah, like she didn't have nothing on this and that, blah blah, and I'm like, oh, okay, shoot, and I'm thinking like, well, dang, all right, but then like seriously, like not as she's still talking about this, she's I literally started wondering if the girl was gonna be walking up to the mailbox soon or something like that. If I was gonna be able to see what my girlfriend was talking about. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, why? I don't understand why you would even put that type of imagery into my head. Excuse me. Ate some spaghetti, kind of me. Why would you put that imagery into my head? I'm like, shoot. I'm like, for one, I never even thought the next door neighbor was cute. Well, she was cute or whatever, but my girlfriend she was my example of beauty, my example of sexiness and sex appeal. So this next door neighbor, she was like, yeah, like nothing, she was nothing, and she's so I'm thinking like, I don't even think this girl was cute. I'm like, But now you got me really, really wondering like how she looks naked or in some skimpy lingerie. You know, I'm thinking like, man. So anyway, we stopped talking about it. Next day, it's the morning time. I'm getting ready to go to work or whatever. So I'll go out to the vehicle, right? As I'm walking out to the vehicle, what do you think I'm thinking about? What do you think I'm thinking about? Man, I'm like, oh, so I'm like, I'm driving, right? 'Cause I remember this. I was like, man, this is like one of the reasons why people cheat on each other. I'm like, the simple fact of discussing what another person looks like in a not that my ex was trying to sexualize it, the situation. She was just, like I said, speaking with, she was speaking with no type of hate, kind of like she was kind of like acting all, excited about it, because she like, oh, you won't believe, what she was wearing, what she wasn't wearing, and so she kind of is giving off this type of, feeling towards feeling that that I don't know, like it kind of resonated with me, because for one, we truly care about what our significant others think, like like a person can go into a relationship feeling like they have the most confidence in the world, high self-esteem and everything, and then they can leave a relationship feeling like they're just below dirt, because it matters. Well, we care about what our significant others think. They build us up, they can bring us down. We can be down, they can build us up. So for me to be hearing her talk about some other girl in such a, like an intriguing, or kind of like almost like an admirable sense of tone, or sense of, like, I don't know, it I feel like it just naturally put that type of curiosity into myself as well, like it just made me kind of just wonder now. Thankfully, I've kind of had a little bit of a self-awareness. So I realized, like, man, like, don't be overthinking this situation. Like, yeah, you're feeling like you're curious now, and you're wondering now, and you're kind of letting those thoughts wander a little bit, only because that's literally the feelings that were pretty much put into you, in a sense. You know what I mean? It reminds me of that song "Addicted to Love," when he was like, your mind is not your own, in a sense, because that's kind of what I felt like. I'm like she was putting these thoughts into my mind that weren't even mine. They weren't even mine. Like I said, I didn't even think that girl was really cute. So it's like, but now I'm like, oh shoot, now I'm thinking like, I bet she is cute. I like, if my girl, who I have and held to the example of, of being, like I said, beauty and sex appeal. I'm like, if she's thinking this about these other girls, I'm like, maybe she's seen something I didn't see, So I'm like, dang, I want to see how she looks now. I want to see her in that lingerie. You know, that's that. But like I said, luckily I was able to realize, like, you're only feeling this way because that's what your girl put into you, because you weren't thinking about it. It's kind of me self-reflecting. I'm like, I remember kind of just thinking out loud, talking out loud. I was like, think about it. You didn't even think the girl was cute before your girl said something. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, this ain't even you. This ain't even your thoughts, man. Like, so don't think about it too much. Don't ponder it at all. Seriously. But it just made me like think, like, I bet you this stuff happens a lot. I bet you people, we fall into these traps, and we didn't even realize it, that we're setting them. We're setting these traps for our significant other, not even realizing it. And I also feel like us men, we do the same thing. We put thoughts into, and I'm gonna make a video about this. I already had 9 minutes and 15 seconds, so I'm gonna make a video about it, kind of like like part two of, like, men don't say this to your ladies, because I feel like we do the same thing though. But I don't want to digress. So a lot of us are, we're saying things unknowingly, and we're causing a shift in our path, without even realizing it. And I don't know, I had just found that to be very interesting. I'm like I said, man, years ago I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, this is very, very interesting. Like, that was something else, you know. So I always felt like I wanted to somehow express those thoughts, convey that message. And like I said, I hope that that kind of might have, it might have shined a little bit of light on someone's like a experience or what they might be going through. We all got some light to shine. So I'm hoping that that might have been some type of light to shine in somebody's, like maybe they're going through something like this, or maybe they're gonna say something like this. It's like, no, no, do not, do not. 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Because now I want to get into why I think my girlfriend at the time even said that. You know, because that is, I'm telling you, think about it. It's fascinating. That is fascinating. But we'll get into that on the next one. Seriously, I don't want to make these too long. So yeah, we'll talk about that on the next one. So again, I hope this. I appreciate everybody's time and attention. Truly, I hope that this message was a little time worthy and a little informative. So it can, like I said, maybe help us all get to a better place of understanding. Seriously, that's the goal, baby. That's the goal. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for viewing, and I will see you later. Take it easy. Like on yours. Bye.